Mantou Podcast, episode 2, guys.
Mantou.
Hi guys,
This is Francis.
This is Scott.
this is Vaughn. So why did we call it a Mantou Podcast nga pala?
Francis actually brought it out. Sabi niya, why don't we use Mantou Podcast? Because since in the temple, Taiwan, usually they have it as a snack often. Actually, Mantou. It's just have you seen a white bun? White bun. Pero wala siyang laman sa loob actually. That's a mantou. So it's empty on the outside. Or simple on the outside, but it's empty in the inside. And in Buddhism, emptiness means more than empty. Emptiness means everything. So it makes a lot of sense. You're simple on the outside, but you're rich on the inside. Or you live simply, but you live a rich life. That makes a lot of sense to us. For me, at least.
We talk about simple things, pero when we digest it, it's not simple as we thought it is. But there's more to it. That's why it's Mantou. Our topic for today is about, it's a film review, Call Me By Your Name. Tama ba? Yes. So it's
Maybe.
It's an old film. 19-something yung setting, 80s.
I think this is my 7th, 8th time na siyang pinanood. I actually watched it just a while ago.
Teka lang. So since
Again,
I watched it like 8th or 7th time, what's the difference between the first and the last time that you watched it?
well, good starting point. The first time I watched the film, I was just so curious about this film kasi it was a recommendation by some UP friends from my workplace. Para sa akin, I see it as an eye-opener. Kasi dun ko na-realize na parang we all, maybe, all of us are going through the same situation. Not specifically dun sa vendor, dun nung character sa film, but maybe most of us or all of us are going through the same experience. We had actually an experience during our teenage years or yung coming of age time natin na parang am I supposed to know this? I'm actually trying to understand what's happening in my puberty, and something came in. Something crashes our regular or daily life, and then parang develop tayo, and get to know the person, we learn something from the person, and then, diba, first time natin ma-heartbroken, first time natin ma-in love, first time natin magkaroon ng crush, attachment, diba? First time natin maging attached specifically maybe just a person or to anything that we wanted.
What's your favorite, Francis? What's your favorite part of the movie?
I like the most is yung ending, yung sa fireplace. Well, because it's the ending, that's one. And second, there's no dialogue in it. The more
It means a lot.
the more na konti yung usapan, the conversation, and it's just the actions, the emotions. It's more raw for me.
That's actually another question eh. Can a person grow without learning more of his or her sexuality? Kasi di ba yun yung purpose of puberty? Like, we're exploring our sexuality. We're exploring parang, oh, this is who I am interested to, what I'm interested in, di ba? Aligned with those body changes is your emotion. Aligned with your emotion is parang nade-develop yung crush mo, diba? Nade-develop yung parang it's a combination of biological and sexual
Can I answer?
development.
Go.
Development naman doesn't stop. So even if you're in your
Mhm.
30s and in your 40s, there will be moments in your life that you will be confused with a lot of things. So it could be that.
Mhm.
Just that sometimes during the 40 age, you just want to try a lot of things. From the film, he's just exploring his options.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Elio is just I think he because he's attracted to boys and girls, and he's not really sure, and he's pushing himself. I mean, if you don't try, I don't know.
Could be, the desire of having someone, the desire of feeling, the five senses that excites him when he is with Oliver. It could be desire.
But if we could see that he is still attracted to a girl, but it seems to me na he's trying to deny his other side. There's a bit of confusion. Okay, is he trying to know more about himself and then sinusuppress niya yung feeling niya towards the guy and trying na gusto niya ng girl, proving himself, no, I'm not a guy. I'm a guy. He finds himself, no, I still like this person. There's like a torn between two, parang ganun, where we talk about exploring your possibilities in that kind of age.
I would want to look at it on another perspective as well. Like, wait, let's define desire first. And once we've defined desire, parang I also wanted to talk about desires in the sense that is desire morally wrong? Is attachment morally wrong? Or is it wrong in general?
If it's wrong in general, I think there's only one way.
I think I have a better view now.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ways to define desire. Desire concerns with the five senses. No, it doesn't mean that when you remove the desire, there's no good and bad. It's only good. It's only bad when you reach the boundaries. You're hurting yourself. So desire in its general sense is important kasi it gives you the drive, it gives you inspiration to reach your goal.
If you don't have any desire, let's talk about desire of wanting something. That's the definition. Ganun na lang. Okay, so it be clear. Desire, when we talk about desire, is we want to get something or to do something. Now, Francis is talking about wanting to do something is not necessarily bad. Tama?
Yeah.
As long as go over the boundaries.
Yes.
Okay, so this is now a bit different on talking about the puberty. Puberty, a while ago, we're talking about na baby is just looking for options. But he's attracted, he wants to do this, do that, but he's not yet sure what he really wants. He's not yet sure of his emotions. Okay. And then now we're talking about desire naman na, okay, is desire good? Is wanting to do something good? Ako naman. Perspective, somehow agree with Francis, no? It's okay to want something. Kasi if you don't want to do anything, how will you achieve something? If you want to do good, it's also a desire to do good. Now, where does the problem come? In simple ways is, I desire something, I cannot get it, I feel bad. I desire this girl doesn't like me, I feel broken. I desire to talk to someone, and that someone doesn't want to talk to me, like expectation, I feel bad. But it's the same thing, I desire to do something good, and then it doesn't happen, and attached to that experience is also a negative feeling for me. So going back, I think desire, we can't totally say is good or bad, but it's more of what happens after that desire. Are we aware of why we are desiring to do these things? When I say I want an ice cream, why do I want an ice cream? Is it to satisfy my tongue? Or because I watch it in an advertisement? When I say I want this girl, what about this girl? Is it because of my childhood experience and she resembles somehow of, like, say, usually in psychology, you say, I remember my mom, my someone, diba? Or because of the things that you see every day, so this girl becomes attracted to you. So my point is, more than saying is desire good or bad, I think the more important question is, every time we want to do something, we ask, why are we doing it? And when we answer the why we are doing it, are we just covering up, or maybe there's another the truth on why we want to do it, and we haven't recognized it yet? That's my perspective.
So are you saying that the effect of it is more important than just the desire.
Yes.
I think you should look at it this way. There's always two sides of the coins. So either way, there will always be consequences. But just because there are uncertainties, you should be afraid to live with your choices. When we go beyond our boundary, that's when we start overindulging and misbehaving. So when we take these desires, sometimes we go the harmful path. So there are always acceptable ways to enjoy the world around us.
I was thinking lang din, going back to the film, no, we're still, bounded by the film. Okay, you were saying that desires is actually it's not being judged whether it's wrong or right, diba? Parang considering Elio's age, na parang, do you think parang, is he aware of what he's doing? Is he supposed to be aware na, oh, this will be the effect of it if I decided upon going further to it, or if I go the other side, or which is actually a very good. Again, the reason why I'm saying this is really a really good film, kasi parang coming of age nga, diba? Parang nandun siya sa age na parang I'm getting confused. I need to understand myself and the norm and the society. So, is he on the right age? How do we look at it? Parang mali ba yung...
I think that his experience is just an experience of every kid. We have different experiences of understanding the world around us. So I think the question if it's right or wrong is it's not that question, but maybe we can ask is he already aware? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's already liking of his emotions.
Actually.
Uh,
So, paano if like kung
uh,
16 siya or 15, parang gano'n, na parang, let's say, he's not aware.
I think, di ba, they say we have a physical age, an IQ, and an emotional age. So I think it's not about the age when they realize, and we can't compare actually. For example, yung being more mindful. There are kids, I mean, young or who are already mindful of their thoughts. If it's taught to them early on, and then certain people they start to realize by 20, and there's some by 30 or 40. So I think it's more on if they have the chance of people mentoring, guiding them, and letting them say, okay, how do you feel? Instead of suppressing all your feelings. Imagine if you have a parent that says na, no, you don't feel like that. No, you don't feel that. Oh, no, you feel this way dapat. Oh, ganito dapat. Then, our emotions become suppressed, di ba? We don't know, ay, okay, hindi pala. But if the parent is, okay, what are you feeling? So, what does it make you think? Why do you think it's happening this way? So, I think the upbringing still matters on how it affects the kid to be more mindful and the experiences, and then how they start to reflect. So I can't really judge on is Elliot, yeah.
Elio.
Elliot really mindful of his own emotions. But I think it's a bit of both.
I think he is. I think he is, based on the story. Kasi he was able to let go of Oliver. So meaning he knows his actions, the consequences of his path. So I think on that note that he knows the consequences of his decisions. So yeah, I think he's aware. Why? Are you doubting his awareness, Vaughn?
Hindi naman, parang, the way I look at it lang, kasi again, you guys are talking about mindfulness, and it's really more of like understanding oneself, diba? Na once you're mindful, once you're aware of your decisions in life, and dun nagiging tama yung decisions natin. Pero the thing is, parang what if, yun nga eh, andun ka sa age na parang hindi ka sure kung ano yung tama, ano yung mali. You're just going through it. Um, good thing he was able to let go of it. It's just that he needs to go through it.
Yeah,
You
well,
get it? Parang,
kasi it's a consequence of his decisions. It's not
mm,
it's not bad, it's not good, but there's consequences in it.
I mean,
yeah,
we're not judging if it's good or bad, right or wrong, because it's just an experience. Everyone has this
yeah,
experience.
yeah,
So it's not we can say it's wrong, we can say it's good. If because I think you'll agree with me, the same experience can make you a better person, depends on how you
yes,
experience it.
yeah,
Or same experience can make you a worse person based on how you reflect on it. So the emptiness of that nature, no, doesn't really matter a lot. It depends on what he does with himself after, diba? How he reflects on it.
mm-hmm,
Like, diba? He was reading, I mean, the letter reflecting already. Then we can see how he used that experience to get to know better of himself. So the
mm-hmm,
movie ended in a note that it's a very positive one. He used that experience and he already matured to another level in his life. And maybe he's now assured, okay, I'm sure that I already like I'm a gay, or I'm sure that I'm a straight, or I'm sure I'm a bi. It doesn't matter. What matters is his realization after that very experience.
okay, that's great. Well, I always see it as, I appreciate this kinds of films because it brings out the real nature of any human being. It's normal, it's ordinary that a person goes through it. I'm not saying that all of us will be able to experience it, but maybe, you'll never know. Most of us actually went through the same thing, or some of us went through the same thing. And ito yung age that actually questions or tests our knowledge in being mindful, diba? What if, I mean, good thing for, especially for the kids nowadays who are actually like us, who's actually a member of the young adult division, na the temple is teaching us to be mindful. We go through series of lectures in understanding how the mind works, the five senses, the importance of desire, the attachment, duality and stuff. All these basic concepts just, comes out. It plays a big role when decision making comes in. When we are placed in a situation that we need to to use um these ideas that we were taught about, diba? Parang okay, I'm going through a certain situation wherein I'm falling into this kind of desire, and eventually this desire leads to further attachment, and attachment turns into this and that, and so that's when these experiences that we've had from the temple and nagagamit natin. But how about the kids who are not aware of anything, or maybe their only guidance is their parents? Or how about if ibang culture, di ba? We have different cultures, we have different, norms in different societies. So that's why again, it's really more of like an appreciation for me. Kasi I actually wanted to praise wherein at the end of the film, the dad, because his major role plays a very big, you know, um, guidance towards the main character. He guided through the emotional um, process wherein the lead character is trying to process, diba? Parang he has this monologue that helps uh, him understand. So I mean, not every one of us has the same experience. Na we have this dad who understands this. Us will be able to understand us. Di ba? Na parang, why do I need to go through this? I think, most of the people, the teenagers today, I don't know what will they become in the future, pero most of the teenagers today, they're going through the same thing. And this may lead them to some confusion.
I think
Diba? This may lead them to,
it's the challenge for them is to see for themselves, experience, the process of living. Kasi there's no one who really can tell you what to do.
mhm, Yeah.
I just remembered from the story. See, if you look, Elio is really intelligent. I agree now, no. He's more mindful. I'm trying to recall the scenes. He's quite aware of the consequences, of the possible consequences. Na, okay, di ba, the first dilemma is, should I tell this person or not? Then he decided, I'll tell,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what will be his reaction. If magagalit na siya, if he'll take it good or bad way. And then he's also aware, diba, I think the mother is reading a story, so he has this idea now what may happen. It may happen, it may end bad. Now that guy will not be with him. But he decided now, okay, regardless of what happens, I want to try this, and I'll accept the consequences that I'm aware of what may happen. So I think that very choice, he did the choice knowing all the things that could happen, was related to the last part, that he didn't
Mm-hmm.
blame Oliver because
Yeah.
he's
Mm-hmm.
aware that it may lead to this way, and the possibility of having this is big. Now I can relate, for example, na okay, I want to make this choice. Now tell me, okay, this is the things that may happen after you do this. It may go this bad, or it may go this good. Okay, then I say, okay, I accept it before I do it. When we are in those kind of situations, I think that's what's more important. Parang, okay, I know, niligawan ko tong babaeng to. But the possibility na umayaw siya sa akin, iwanan niya ako, I know someday she'll die if magkatuloy naman kami at iiyak na iiyak ako. Diba? When I make the decision of marrying that person, I should put that all in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Given all the consequences, I try to analyze and see, and then I make a decision, yes, I'm going to do. And then we can say that, okay, it's a mindful decision. But if where most of the time we do is we act, oh, sige, I love that person, and then we don't think about what will happen, and we make the decision. That's the time we can say that
Mm-hmm.
we lack foresight or we lack understanding. And that's the thing that we were trying to avoid. That we're doing decisions without realizing what are the possible effects of our actions. That's my perspective with regards to, yeah, that.
Yeah. I think I realized that no, there was while you were also talking, I was actually trying to reflect on how people perceive experiences. I had this experience while inside the seminary when um napagalitan ako ng like an older brother, and I I I can't remember what happened, but I was actually just doing something, and then I didn't know na parang it this will offend the person. So I think I would like to stick on the word repercussion. So anything that we do, we have to look at the repercussion or the possible, result of any action that we're gonna do. So I realized then na parang na all throughout the film, he was so curious and he was also considering what would happen and what might happen in the future. So the beauty of the film is really more of like expressing and revealing that people have this, we are all going through the same dilemma in life, that we all are going through the same kind of experience in terms of like, you know, maybe choosing what to study, what school to go to, the friends that we blend into. Parang, parang, are we being attached so much of our friends, or are we just going to be we'll just be with our family all the time? Diba? Parang, it's always a choice. It's always been a choice. So I look at the film as something that maybe we have, we went through the same struggle, but we also need guidance. And this guidance basically will end up to be, could be our parents or our teacher that will tell us na parang, yeah, there's nothing wrong with you going through the same experience, or in fact, I'm happy that you went to such kind of experience. Kasi not everyone will have that kind of experience. So go through it, experience the process of, going through that experience, and then learn from it. And then after that, di ba, whatever you decide upon it, it will be your decision forever. And you have no right to blame it. Kasi ikaw yung decide nun. So that's how that's how I see the film. That's why I keep telling myself could be a mind blowing film for me. Kasi I mean, ako kasi I'm always like it's hard for me to decide on things. I'm always heavy on I'm very how do you call it?
Indecisive.
I'm indecisive or fickle-minded, di ba? Or di ba? Parang should I do this? Should I do that? And we have to always think over and over again. We overthink. We tend to overthink most of the time. So these are the kind of films that I need to watch in order for me to understand. Parang, ay, okay, it's not just me who goes through the same thing. It's not just, I'm not personally saying na parang I'm actually that film. It's just that, the struggles of, decision making, the struggles of going through a phase. The good thing about the film is that he has a dad. But, but, but when you look at it, what about those kids who doesn't have a dad? Say, for example, I don't have any guidance during my, diba? During my experience. So, how would the person going through the same struggle go through? Diba? I think you guys were mentioning na parang, what if? Well, the good thing is I like about the ending na parang there was his dad who guided him and he was able to realize such. And good thing he's a philosophy teacher. What about those kids who went through the same thing who doesn't have such kind of dad? Diba? Na immortalize
Uh,
na yun, na parang,
I get your point. I
what
get
you
your
did
point.
is wrong. Diba? Or you should have kept it as a secret. Diba? Parang, not every kid would be able to share that kind of story. Yun.
Kumbaga, it's the same dilemma na paano yung mga kids walang pera? How do they get the right education?
Exactly. Diba?
Diba? So I think it's a process of everyone helping each other, never sharing. And then the topic is about, my perspective is how do we share the Dharma or this, let's say, consciousness about these things, people. And then on the other hand, you mentioned about the father who will guide. For those viewers here, I don't have a father to guide.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe boss has different circumstances in life. And I don't think it's right to have a conception. It should be someone, your dad, your mom. It could be just your neighbor. It could be just a dog. It could be just the son giving you an advice. So I think it's more about how we try to look for these things. How we try to see, oh, this guy is sending me a message. This plant outside my house is sending me a message. It says that when conditions are balanced, you have enough rain, enough sunlight, everything is balanced, you live well. But if there's too much of something, something goes wrong. So I think it's on our inspiration depends on where we look at, and wherever we look, I believe there are always inspiration, and there will always be people to guide us. It doesn't necessarily mean a specific person. So if for the viewers, my opinion is, if you're having the same of finding, I'm sure there's one. It doesn't necessarily need to be your best friend, your dad, your mom. It could be just someone that, oh, this person seems like a good mentor. Maybe I can ask for more advice. Or probably it's someone in YouTube that you think understands you and gives you more ideas. Or probably it's a book that's mentoring you. I guess the experience, as we mentioned, the experience would be different for everyone. But it's more on how we take it, how we process, how we look for it.
It's a matter of knowing the problem and the gratification and moving towards the middle path. You should be able to see everything, appreciate everything around you, because no matter how small or how big it is, it's gonna teach you a lesson in life.
Yes, I agree with that. I would like to share on just last thing before we end. I realized when something bad happens, try to look at it in a perspective. What caused this to happen? You work backwards. Then you'll be able to realize, oh, these were the conditions that made this thing happen. So, hindi ka magtataka. You won't say, ba't ba ganitong taong to? Ba't ba ganyan ginawa niya? Ba't ba ganyan ginawa niya? Usually, we just stay on that side, that corner. But if you try to analyze one by one, okay, because there are 10 conditions that affected this person kaya naging trigger siya. No one just shouts in the middle of the street. Probably pinagdaanan siya. So if you can see all things that way, then we realize more na, okay, ito pala. Then we start to become more balanced in analyzing things. And we become more aware of why things happen. And I think that's what's most important in everything we do.
Okay, so we end.
So please leave your comments, guys. If you think it's contradict us, ask questions. Because we're also in the experience of learning. If you don't agree with anything, please put it down. So again, we can discuss it again and have your thoughts of whatever you want to discuss. And really appreciate anything that you can give us.
Yeah, and thank you guys for really sharing your ideas and opinion about the film. It's really beautiful to discuss to do a review with you guys, and it's fun to share, especially when you blend it with other philosophical point of views. And I believe this could be an opportunity for other people to continue listening to our podcast. And I hope that they can share it with us so that we can also create a topic out of their comment or their suggestion.
Yeah, Bilayan Philippines. You can just message the page.
And for Instagram, bilayad.ph.
And remember, simple on the outside, rich on the inside. That's what we want.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Good night, guys.